Gotcha. All right. So we are back after a quick 5-minute break. Because this is a marathon murder mystery. We will not rest until we have proved that somebody killed somebody.
I mean,
or somebody didn't kill somebody.
Ida can just do that if you want.
And what about Caesar?
If it's that straightforward, she can just make it happen. Whether it's true or not is a different matter.
Hell, Caesar, I don't have.
It is in the eye of the beholder.
I don't even have Caesar in my VC list. I don't know. Oh, because Drake or Rob always institutes those calls or yeah.
Instigates.
So it's all Drake and Rob's fault.
Initializes. Thank you. Initializes the call.
You just need to email, right?
Yeah, I can find you here. Find this person. Add contact. Send contact request. All right, and then Carl's is right here. I got this.
Wait, what are we doing emails for?
Only if you're on cam.
Cam.
Okay, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pass on that.
That's fine.
I'm sitting here eating and.
No, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Oh, I missed the first letter in my copy paste. All right, send a contact request to you, Carl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Caesar, I'm calling you. That's cool background, Caesar.
It looks like something
That's
from
my-
Barovia.
Yeah, it's my Curse of Strahd. One of my Curse of Strahd.
You need to mute yourself in VC. I think that's actually something out of the module. I could be mistaken, though.
Carl, you're getting a call from me. Okay. There he is.
I like the background.
Coming
I didn't
across the
go and
pond.
fix that part.
That is a cool background. Looks like a bunch of pikeys.
It is a bunch of pikeys.
Okay, so
Mute yourself in
yep,
VC.
mute your microphone in VC so that it's not picking up an echo. Now on VC, all of those pictures, the cameras that you can see, you can pop those out. There's a little ellipsis in the bottom right corner, 3 little dots. Click that and pop them out, and then you can pin them on top. So I've got mine lined up across the top of my monitor right under my camera, and they're pinned so that even though I click on Fantasy Grounds, they still stay on top. Does that make sense? And I will switch my camera around here.
I forgot the light bulb again.
Let's see. What do I want? I want video.
Well, now I want to, so I'm sending you my email.
Okay. Well, now
Do
I
you
want.
have VC?
I just downloaded it.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
If we take some, we're actually making pretty good time on this. Although that, getting through this first chapter is going to be a while. You guys digging up clues and stuff.
What I'm hearing is that we need to get off these rails.
No, that's okay. If everybody wants
somebody
it,
think
man, it
rules?
makes a world of difference when you can see other people's faces and it just it's huge. Okay, so I am trying to go to. Let's see. Damn it, it's not picking up VC now. Oh, I know why. All right, do some window captures here. Bear with me, folks.
Is there a way we can change the background?
Yep.
Tell me your secrets.
It's a program called XSplit. I believe it has to be purchased though, doesn't it?
No, you can use it for
No.
free, but you get the
that's
little XSplit logo.
You can see
Right.
the XSplit things on mine.
Yeah. Can you at least change it to where it puts it?
Nope.
That sucks.
Oh, you
Puts
need
it
to
there
randomly
twice,
try to
so-
bite it.
Yeah.
Just-
I actually paid, so it should be gone, but it's giving me jip.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so it's there, but I still. GM cam, remove that. Oh, I got the New York ball drop too. You guys take a look at.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that towards midnight Eastern.
11.
We're looking for
Yeah,
we're looking for the countdown and the Big Easy in New Orleans. So that's like an hour
For-
after.
Heads up for the actual countdown. I will have to leave at least, for
That's
that
fine.
10-minute period.
Yeah, drink champagne, give the significant other a kiss and a Happy New Year and all that. Yeah, I can understand that. That happens. It's expected. Dang it! I can't get this thing to release.
You broke it, Marb.
DM cam.
Now y'all get to watch me eat, and it's gonna be great.
All right. Well, that's VC, but why is not? Combat is gone now.
Is there a button for masking?
Yeah, you can mute the camera.
Mask.
Got you. Like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Captures GM. So I don't know why it's not. I'd like to get my camera to release here.
Well, you'd probably have to shut down the program that's currently using it, then restart VC.
That would be OBS.
And OBS is what's streaming, right?
Right. Exactly.
That's a conundrum.
So captures, cams, DM cam goes there. Oh, the New York ball drop's got the camera too. Oh, here we go. There we go. All right, it finally released it, but I'm now probably going to have to call you guys back because VC's
Right.
Okay, you haven't called me at all, so.
Yeah,
No
okay.
kidding.
Fine.
So I'll call you
Story
guys.
of my life.
That's all right. I'm working on it, dear. I won't call you petite though by any means. Would I want to call you petite? I don't want my teeth to be gold any quicker than they have to be.
Bell rung.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Louis' teeth aren't gold, they're bronze.
Ha.
I know a guy.
We even had a whole talk on that.
As long as enough percentages is gold, it counts.
I have to ask, was it Dr. Schultz that did it?
It is now.
All right, Kay. I sent. It doesn't show you online in VC though.
Who? Me?
Wait, how do you hang up from
Wonder.
this?
The
Just
red
click the X.
phone button. The red phone button. If you
We
have
need to hang up.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang up. I'm gonna call everybody back. There she,
All right, I hung up.
there she is. There she is.
It had me call you.
Yeah. Hang on. I'll call you right back.
Isn't that the story of men?
Okay, so I got Brad, Carl, Venerick, Caesar, and there we go. Okay, I got everybody now. I can start popping these out. Pop out. So you guys understand
Pop,
how to
pop,
do
pop.
that? Pop your cameras out and pin them on top and all.
I'm gonna find out.
Hit the little dot, dot, dot.
He's still
Next
not
to you.
calling me, so.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing somebody here. Yeah.
No, that's
I
because
also
that-
noticed this.
I had to call him.
Yay!
Oh, there
Hello.
we go. And then don't forget to mute your camera in VC, or else you'll have an echo.
You mean Mike?
I mean, mic,
Yeah,
not
Mike.
camera. Not yeah, that'd be
I'm one of those really loud
Mute
cats.
your camera
Counterproductive.
like me
yeah counterproductive.
when you're eating.
Well, that's good though. Cool. Now I'm not going to worry about throwing all this onto the stream tonight, but if we decide to carry this thing on or whatever, and knowing me, I will because I just love this setting. Come on, what's going on? There we go.
Definitely pro that.
Cool. All right,
There's probably
now
a lot of murders to investigate.
except it's not. Why is that not? What camera is it using? Should be using XSplit. I guess I got to turn it on and do something with it. Pain in the ass. The technical stuff we go through just to do this.
I'll blame Brad.
I blame Jenkin for
People
the audio,
don't-
at least.
At all pop out at equal size, I see.
No, you can adjust them and they kind of snap to each other.
When in doubt, I blame Carl.
It's hard to argue with that logic.
It was not me. It was the one-armed man. Red Hand Luke.
Yeah, but you know what happened to his other arm, right? Don't mess with Ida.
It got ripped. It got ripped off by a shark.
Gator.
Just remember, if Ida gets a hold of you, they ain't finding a body.
Ha ha ha.
Remy know plenty of places to hide a body in the bayou.
Might be some special gumbo. Yeah, who do you think dug all those fucking ditches?
Now, what do you guys think? Is this not a lot better when you can see everybody and look at them when you're talking and see? I think it makes it's just like sitting around somebody's table and gaming, man. I love it. All right.
That's cool.
So can I turn off these damn Windows notices? Why is this shit always popping up?
Yeah, you click on the right hand side and you change your focus to alarms only.
Cool. Thank you, Carl.
That's right.
Yes, this is a new machine. I just set it up last week, so I'm still. And I hate Windows 10 when it comes to trying to. It's always changing my audio properties. But anyway, so we're wrapping up here at Sophie Parrish's. She's offered you the $500 anyway to go ahead and try to prove her brother's innocence to save the family name. And you guys were talking about headed to the Gilded Lady. Is that the plan?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. So,
Let us go.
All right. So what are we doing? We're walking through New Orleans again. Turn some music back on. You know Mayor Timmons has 3 testicles?
I think you played the wrong one.
Question is, why do you have to keep telling us so often?
No, I took the
Is that
voices
the
out of
horse?
this. Yeah, but I took all that out. No, that was at his mayoral campaign party that he threw, where the horse kept pissing all the time.
Somebody kept giving the poor horse a lot of beer, apparently.
Well, it was a party with free beer, so you know the horse was having fun too. I am looking for my Sirenscape to turn this down just a little bit. A little quiet on the ambience. A little quieter. All right. So you guys head to, and I will pull up the map of the French Quarter. So if you've got this map handy, you are headed to location right there. If you can be seeing that.
Can you like put a mark where the their names houses?
Oh, her house. It's not on the
The
French.
Indians?
Yeah, it's not on the French Quarter map. It's in the Garden District.
Oh, okay.
It's really irrelevant for the adventure, but
Okay.
I think we were just trying to get an idea of where the parish house was compared to where we were, or where we are, or going. I'm looking for the
Like-
garden district on this map, but I just don't see it.
I don't think it's listed on either one of them. So that means we're gonna
Like,
go to
would
Google.
Ida be walking, or would she be grabbing a cab and leaving them behind?
Let's see. It's in
Brad's
the
just
11th ward.
casually messing around with offensive weaponry.
I mean, why not?
It's a pirate sword.
It's a very jagged pirate sword.
It is.
When you first held it up, I thought it was like a fish.
Okay, so there is the quarter. So that means that the Garden District would be right up in there. If you've got the colored map of the city. All right.
We're showing up.
So yeah, I mean it's not far away. It's just a few blocks. You guys can most of New Orleans you can walk through even today. What is that?
It's called Glutenberg. It's
What?
It's a
You're-
gluten-free beer out of
Out of where?
Weird, but okay. It's
Out of
kinda
where?
like breaking up.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit, Kay. Where's it from?
It's out of Montreal. They're real good. I mean, it tastes like a good stout beer.
I like the name.
Really?
And most gluten-free beers suck ass. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a good stout beer such as.
Huh.
although ironically, the Guinness stout that I had in Scotland, worst beer I've ever had in my life.
Really?
And
Did you
I
get
really
extra
loved-
cold?
Back in the day, I really loved stout Guinness. So it was very bizarre.
It's an acquired
I mean,
taste.
I was a youngin'. I didn't know how to order these things. I had just turned 21 when I went abroad, so I was learning how to drink with the 18-year-olds. It was a real weird experience.
Yeah, that's quite a collection of people. We got archaeologists and history folks and security folks here, and it's coming in from all over the place. I'm really glad you guys decided to do this thing with me tonight. So, because I wanted to run this, but just didn't have a time to do it, and some of my Thursday night players were going to be gone. It was New Year's Eve. I thought, why not? Let's do this. So here we go. You make your way to the Gilded Lady uneventfully. There's people walking here and there, to and fro. They're walking to and fro. Go Blues.
No.
I wore this just for you tonight, Caesar. I knew you'd be on it.
There you go.
Ah, you turd. Take that shit off. I'm going to black your camera out. He's got a Chicago Blackhawks background in his cam. All right. So you make your way to the Gilded Lady, and from the outside looks like a brothel. There's some red gas lights turned on in the window.
Well, you notice the good quality when they have lights in the window.
And how do you know, Louis?
I know a lot of people in a lot of places.
Is that your highest standard?
Well, it's certainly better than some people who just want to have some walls.
Fair enough.
Although a nice alleyway could work at times as well. Not that I would know anything about that.
Hmm.
He's gonna adjust his top hat.
So do you guys just stand outside and look at the brothel?
Could you describe the architectural style of the building?
Yes. Colonial, Victorian.
Those are very different.
Actually, no. It's brick masonry. Has a very Spanish flair to it from the the Spanish possession of New Orleans from that 1803 period, before the French took it back because the Spanish didn't want it, and then sold it to Thomas Jefferson. Who Thomas Jefferson actually owns the whole western half of the country. You know that, don't you? Okay.
I'm okay, I'm in one of the original colonies.
You say it with such confidence.
Oh, that's part of good lying.
Well, I guess we could just walk right in.
So, do you just walk right in?
Sure.
Unless there's a guidance.
I'm just gonna knock. So
Unless
she's
there's
gonna
I'm
look
assuming it's
around.
open to the public.
Oh yeah, it's open to the public. Yeah, it'd be like I mean, you can go in
It's
there
a
and
good
have a
drinking
drink.
hole.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
It's a good drinking hole when you're on the up and up, like.
So you walk right in and you hear, "Why, Louie and Dewey, so glad you could return."
Oh, Marie, it is nice to see you. You look to be in good health today.
Oh, darling, did you bring your pocketbook with you?
He's on a
Oh.
first name basis.
Well, of course, but I'm here for some other business first. As you
Louis,
can tell
you
by
dog.
the strange company I keep.
I really couldn't shake Brad. I really tried to shake him with that, but he tends to get flustered when you start. By the way, girls, I don't know, Brad. Are you like looking for a significant other? We talked about this a few sessions back, didn't we, Vino? Was this on your game? Somebody's trying to hook
Honestly,
Brad up with somebody. I don't remember who it was now. Anyway, moving on.
Sounds like a J-Rob.
Yeah, it probably was J-Rob. He's that kind of cat.
He has a
Did
small
Louis know
classified.
Isabel?
Yes, but
Probably not. No. So, okay. So the Gilded Lily,
I believe it is the lady. The
or
lily
the
is across the street.
Gilded Lady. Yes, that's right. So we need to.
So, yeah, we are
There goes that
looking for
horse.
some
Got some
information.
horses inside too.
Got some horses.
Oh my, it's that kind of problem.
Horse.
Huh?
Horses.
It's got
All
a Russian
right.
fee.
I see why you gentlemen.
The Calf in the Great
did
Special.
here.
Oh. So you guys walk
Should
in.
I
It's
wait outside?
grand old time going on. Well, no, you wouldn't want to miss out on this.
I'm feeling a little horse today.
I believe that will cost you $7.
Yeah, that wasn't.
But, yes. You know, Mr. Parrish, right? Here he is, I'm a frequent visitor.
Oh, Nathan, I know what you talk of now. It's best we don't talk about that. She walks away.
Oh,
Is she the patron?
Well,
No, she is not. That would be Madame
I believe
Camille.
she's
Madame Camille.
Madame.
Madame Camille.
Madame.
Madame Camille. Madame. Uh, but Louis, you do see her. Not that you really know her. You probably knew this. You knew this girl that you were just talking to from another establishment she used to work in Baton Rouge. Yeah, you were surprised. Anyway,
oh well, let us ask you.
but you do see the
Perhaps we should
lady
ask.
that's running the place. It's obvious she's walking around like the hostess and whatnot. Older gal that still pretty good looking. Um, definitely the proprietor,
Proprietress.
proprietress.
Well, excuse me, madam. I wonder if perhaps you could help some friends of mine along with me.
Well, that's what most gentlemen come here for. And then she turns and looks at you, Ida, and says, "And occasionally we have a lady come here too."
Ada, do you come here often?
We
That's a usual
specialize in
question.
helping people, shall I say, Mister. She looks at you, Louis.
Oh, I'm Desjardins.
Mr. Desjardins, was so nice of you to come in. I've not seen your face before.
Oh, well, of course not. It's another part of town I tend to live in. I live upriver. Have you ever been to Baton Rouge?
I've been
I
through
think what he's
there.
saying is it's a lot of range.
You don't happen to play the
Do you
piano, do you?
really?
Because this piano player only knows one song.
Oh, well,
I've noticed
uh,
that.
I believe Mr. Shark over here can. Hey, Shark, why don't you go tickle the ivories?
I,
You wanted me to do what now? Particular who, where?
Surely you're familiar with this.
Establishment. Hey, I've been here once or twice when I've been on the up and up. Can't say I frequent the place though. It's a bit
You've
e-
been on the
expensive.
up and up.
Hey, after a good few fights, like, you know what I mean.
back when he was
I
making
didn't
money.
steal this suit, you know. And I got this mighty fine golden pocket watch.
She does snort at that in laughter. Of course,
Alright.
of course.
Well, Remy will take the Madame's hand and bring it to his mouth and give her hand a gentle kiss and release it. I am Remy Debrois. Boudoir. Damn it, I can't even remember my damn name. Boudreaux.
Remy Boudreaux.
Peh.
Okay. Well,
Oh, you really-
Mr. Boudreaux, it's so nice to make your acquaintance. I hope you find our accommodations to your satisfaction. And she says, "Why?" And she grabs this gal as she's walking by. "Why, even Susanna right here. What do you think about Susanna? Could you show Mr. Boudreaux a good time tonight, Susanna?" And
Oh, Susanna.
she moves on over to you. "Well, I believe I know you. I've eaten at some of your food before, Mr. Wilson. It's so nice for a local famous chef such as yourself to grace my establishment."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin doesn't do this.
So she goes, "So
He's just looking around, gazing.
is there anything specific I can help you with? I might be able to point you in the right direction depending on your needs."
Well, yeah, it's about poor Miss Isabel.
Oh,
We are
when you say
investigating
this,
of that tragic occurrence.
Mr. Dijonin, please, let's not, no, not here, no. Let's go into the, follow
Well,
me. And she takes
yeah,
you
let's
into a
go.
private
Oh,
parlor.
yeah, I was about to persuade her to take us somewhere private for this discussion. I guess we don't have to.
Let's see.
So, having never been in a place like this outside of the Irish Quarter, which are very different locales, Ida kind of lingers back, looking around.
I think they're called
very,
streets.
very odd. Yes, exactly. Ida lingers back before she enters the office, just kind of like in awe and confused and like taking it all in.
Okay, so Ida, when we were discussing off character or out of character for a second, your character and I told you that the police department was private, and you said all the better because all she's in it for is the money. And you look around this room right now and you're like, this is the side of town I want to work on. You know what I mean? You see the money exchanging hands around here, and there's definitely some, money to be made for a cop on this side of town, no doubt. So, yeah, you kind of gather that in. Meanest, nastiest,
So
log
she's
dog.
definitely got like a look of like joyful wonder when she walks into the office.
For another reason other than the girls, right?
So much money.
Yeah. Matter
So
of fact,
much potential, power,
you don't
and
walk.
information.
You don't really walk into an office. She takes you into like a private parlor where
A
guests.
couch with a pole in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy's been there. It's one of those circular couches. It goes all the way around.
You'll see the shark was here scratched into the pole like.
But it's spelled wrong.
Yeah, but it's spelled wrong, yeah.
The shark.
He paid the hooker to do it.
All he does is he paints. He kind of scratches this thing that looks
Yeah.
like a fish with a big fin on the back of it.
That's right.
And some jagged teeth.
His eyes are X's. That's the signature.
So she takes. I'm gonna kind of calm down on the sounds here of the what's going on outside. You guys get a little privacy back here. She says, "Now, you mentioned Isabel. Is this a matter,
tragic, huh?
legal matter, or it was a terrible thing? A terrible thing, I do declare."
I do declare as well, and that is there's many declarations to be had.
Well, we have been hired, Madame, by Mademoiselle Parrish to prove her brother was innocent in Isabel's murder. Unfortunately, we can't question him personally because he committed suicide earlier this evening.
As you say this, she gives you a really blank stare, and then a small tear starts to like build in the corner of her eye. You can see it. She kind of wipes it away with her hand and she says, "That's absolutely horrendous. That is a terrible thing." And she says,
Nathan was a frequent visitor. He was always polite and, how shall we say, generous. Nathan was such a gentleman. All the girls adored him. That's why this is such a shock. I knew Nathan had been drinking when he arrived, but he's always been even more docile when drunk. I never expected he was the man responsible for the murder.
that's what she's got to say to you.
Murders plural? More than one?
That's what I was about to ask.
Well, there have
Has
been
there been
several.
some additional...
She says, "Surely you've heard of the Ida. You're familiar with this. There's been some other murderers, or nothing murderers. There's been some other odd murders around the city. Some crosstalk you've heard. Some of the street cops and stuff, but not really. I mean, it's New Orleans. It's Narlands. I mean, it happens here. It happens here frequently, but there's been some crosstalk you've heard, and nothing that's drawn your attention yet. But when she says murders, and you say murders, like plural, she says, why, yes, of the bizarre kind that we had here.
What was so
And what
bizarre
made this
about it?
bizarre?
Why, let's see,
Why does it feel like I'm playing Tetris?
is that what the music reminds you of?
You keep trying to put those blocks in the pile.
Some parts of the piano make me think of Tetris.
You have the next 2 seconds to decide, right or left.
Yes.
Hit the button.
You don't even
Flip
have
it,
2
flip it.
seconds. She
No!
she tells you the scene was particularly gory, and that there were like strange symbols drawn in blood all over the walls, and like the poor Isabel's bowels had been drawn out of her body, and it looked awful, terrible.
And Ida doesn't know about this?
Uh,
Surely this would have been gossip.
well, not really. I mean, it just happened. I mean, yeah, you've heard about this. It's been in the New Orleans Times that right on the front page of the paper, Nathan Parrish wanted for murder. So you've read a little bit about it, but not, it's not your beat. It's not really your neighborhood.
Okay, this is going to sound like an odd question, Marb, but would survival in the swamps know about the, like small tribes of other Cajuns and whatnot that, I might recognize any of this being familiar with?
Well, you can give me your base survival roll for swamps.
Damn.
You are almost fairly certain that any of the little Cajun villages out in the swamps you know of don't disembowel people and draw funny symbols all over shit with their blood.
Okay.
Well, that is a good thing, because that sounds very odd. What sort of weird symbols?
Well,
Like it was
I couldn't-
written in Spanish?
I couldn't tell you, Mr. Desjardins. It was hard for me to go in there at all. Matter of fact, I had people
Well, I
come in
can
from
imagine.
outside and clean the room when it was done.
So very sorry for your loss.
Here, missus, this is all very heavy, and it's been a while since I last had a drink. You wouldn't be able to get us around it, would you?
Oh, I would love to. As a matter of fact, I can have one brought to you here, or you can enjoy our accommodations for the evening. I'd sure love to have you, Mr.
My name's Jimmy.
Mr. Jimmy.
And at that, Ida kind of perks up and she says, "It is getting late. Perhaps we could."
What are you suggesting?
You said perhaps we could, and then you broke up. We didn't hear. I think
Yeah,
your
you cut
mic's
out.
up a little high.
Oh, sorry. She said, "It is getting late. Perhaps we could, part our ways for the night."
Oh, that's not where I thought that was going.
To be clear, I did have some other thoughts when we started that conversation.
With you,
Hey, Kay.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Kay, move your
Hey,
mic.
I wasn't
Yeah.
suggesting anything with the law, like. There's many people I'd lay in bed with, but not the law.
To tell you the truth, I was afraid you may have hit your head there, Miss Murphy. But, so other than Isabel, did anything else happen around this location or among your employees?
No, Mr. Desjardins, this is a very unusual situation. I've never had this happen before, and I certainly don't ever want to see it again.
When was the last time Nathan was up this way, like?
He was a frequent visitor. He was with her all day that day. He was the last person to be seen with her.
Do you know if they had some sort of fight or argument?
No, the two of them got along famously. As a matter of fact, I almost thought I'd lose her to him for a while.
Did he ever speak to another woman here?
Oh,
or man?
not since Isabel came. Since she came around here,
Oh,
he
I bet she came a lot.
uh J Rob is back.
Sorry, I just couldn't resist.
No, he knew that what she did for a living, but he was a frequent customer of hers, and he would pay to spend long hours. Now, not as frequent as he used to a couple years back, because that's my understanding. They don't have the money that they had at one time in the Parrish family.
I believe you
Do
have
you
a good
know
portion
if
of money now.
Do you know if they ever met up outside of this establishment?
Oh, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that, but my girls are more than welcome to do what they will when they go their own way. Just when they're here working for me, they're working for me.
Did she have any other steady, frequent customers?
Oh, Isabel was absolutely gorgeous, real Creole girl, olive skin, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. She had a lot of fellas that requested her specifically.
Any of the
Any
jealous type?
Or
Not
the violent type.
not that I can think of. We don't
or
tolerate the
any of
violent
good
type.
means?
I really can't help you beyond that. I don't know. I mean, I do have a record of, let's see. She keeps excellent records. You never know when it might be advantageous to know when an influential politician or wealthy businessman last dropped by. So she can tell you exactly when he's been here.
Perhaps we might take a look at the relevant records related to Mr. Parrish.
Well, I wouldn't say take a look at, but I'd be happy to answer any questions I can for you, especially if it clears Nathan's name of this.
Well, on another note, you said there were other murders. Do you know the victims of the of those, and if they were the same bizarre one as Isabel's?
Um, Ida would know a little bit about this. These murders that this was the fourth or fifth one where some odd symbols have been painted in the blood of the deceased, of the victim. This is the fourth or fifth one, and of course the police in this part of the city think they've solved the murder with the death of Nathan Perry.
So short-sighted. How long has Miss Isabel been working for your establishment?
Well, she was here for almost a year. Almost a year, she says. And flutters her eyebrows like this, or not her eyebrows, her eyelashes.
She's a right Southern belle, ain't she?
Yeah,
It looks slightly psychotic when you
yeah,
flutter your eyebrows at people.
yeah.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, Jack Nicholson.
Did she have anyone else prior to? Oh wait, no, never mind.
You have a really awkward way of phrasing things, miss.
Never mind.
I think you forget where you are sometimes.
Yeah, she told you that Nathan had been with her all day that day, and when they found her, the window was
exhausted.
she was she was exhausted at that point, completely.
She does
Like-
forget where
like,
she is
totally.
Nathan has quite
This
a
is
bit of
not her
stamina.
typical type of hangout.
She was proper shagged, as we say in Ireland.
Proper fucked. You mean
Proper shagged.
the hair gets proper fucked?
So, ma'am, is there any truth to the rumor that two of her fingers were cut off?
I do not believe that
I
was the
hadn't
case.
heard this rumor.
That might just be out of speculation.
Please, somebody go slap
Might
that
just be
piano
an
player.
unrelated reference.
No, two
Excuse
of
me,
her
good
fingers
sir.
were not cut
Sir!
off.
Sir!
What the hell kind of a kick was that on
Please
that?
change your song.
Yeah, he's taking a break for a minute.
Mhm.
I want to go hit my cane against the piano and give him a look.
Bang, 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 bang.
Hello, McLeod.
When did the murder happen?
I mean, I'm sorry, McFly.
Uh,
Dirt.
let's see. I go back here. Let's see. 2 days ago, Nathan Parrish murdered a French Quarter prostitute named Isabel. Murder took place in a Gallatin Street brothel called the Gilded Lily. Now here it says the Gilded Lily. That's why, because it's written two different ways, and I probably did that. No, because I just copied and pasted when I was building this thing. And anyway,
Well, that is
Well,
mighty
Doctor.
suspicious. Perhaps the overall establishment and the bar within have two different names.
could be.
Hey, just perhaps you could franchise your restaurant to this locale.
I don't know. It's rather sus to me.
Sus.
Is the room where it all happened still being used?
It's been cleaned up, but I'd be happy to show it to you.
Hey, we wouldn't mind that.
Yeah,
Take a
perhaps,
little
She
look.
says, well,
yeah, perhaps
give
we can find
me
it.
a few minutes to make arrangements to make sure the room is available, shall we say? And
Hey, you turf that fella out.
yeah, she gets up and
One
leaves.
other question,
Mhm.
or not. But just before you go, I was wondering, do you know what exactly the means of killing was before her bowels were removed?
Well, she'd been cut up pretty good. With what?
That's a hell of
I
a
don't
question
know.
to ask a lady.
And she fans herself as she's walking up.
Especially one that couldn't go in the room.
Yeah.
Well, there might have been a gunshot or something heard beforehand, but apparently not.
No gunshot.
Well, I think while she's going to clear out the room, Remy's gonna head to the bar and talk to the barkeep.
Okay.
Basically, see what sort of information he can get out of him or her, by persuasion.
All right. So give me a persuasion roll. Lindsay Sarber. This is cool. There is actually a random name generator built into Fantasy Grounds Deadlands Unity. Fantasy Grounds Unity
Oh, that's
Deadlands.
cool.
Yep. And you can
Banner needs us so
generate
much.
fantasy
I know,
female,
right?
fantasy male, modern female, modern male, and monster names. So if he was a monster, he would have been called Polydomna. But he's not. He's Lindsay somebody. So anyway, your persuasion roll, you talk to him, and what do you ask him?
Uh, was there anything that stood out between Isabel and Nathan's relationship?
With that roll, he'd tell you anything he did, and he'd say, it's not really my place to know the comings and goings of the girls here and what they do, but those two were closer than most clients get with their girls, and there was a time where Madame Camille thought that he might like run off with her or something, but it never happened.
And Nathan never showed any signs of violent tendencies or uh, flying off the handle.
I've been here for about 2 years, and he says I never saw that man get violent with anybody in here.
Never raised his voice or anything.
Never.
Hmm. What about enemies? Perhaps other customers that may have wanted to be with Isabel instead.
Not that I would know of, he tells you. No. Says, sorry, I just can't be
Thank you
much
for your
help.
time.
He's friendly enough feller, though.
Ah, be sure to come by Justin Wilson's establishment for some gumbo on me, man.
Oh, I've heard that place got good food down there. I had to come down there sometime. So you guys spent about an hour talking to her and talking to the bartender and everything, and then she takes you up to the room, and it's obviously been cleaned up, but it just looks like a room. It kind of smells like section candy.
But I don't remember hearing anything about candy.
Surely you guys know that song.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Marcy's
Louis
plays
knows
around.
it, but
I was trying to come up with some sort of witty remark, but I couldn't come up with one in time.
there's not any
Is there any staining on the
bloodstained
walls?
symbols. Yeah.
No,
Hmm.
nope. As a matter of fact, the room, looks like it's been painted fairly recently. I mean, she did pay somebody to come in and clean up.
Does anyone have a black light?
Ida wants to know the name
Sorry, Ida.
of
Of what, Ida? You broke up. The name of what?
their clean. Have you ever
Wow.
had?
We only caught like
Mm-mm.
2 words. She got a lot of latency. You got a lot of lag right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. My computer is on the struggle bus.
That seems to be an improvement there.
Yeah, it just your voice caught up with the camera too, so better. Anyway, you were asking.
Oh, I was commenting. Ida wants to know the name of their cleaner.
Because it was cleaned up so well.
Mm.
Jock Shalak downtown, Jock Shalak come and did it.
Oh, I know Mr. Sherlock.
He owns
Jacques is a
he
nice
owns a
individual.
company that he's named Serve Professionals, Serve Pro, something like that.
What was that noise? Oh, fuck. That was me losing the camera feed.
Yeah, I just noticed
You
that
unplugged your camera accidentally?
too. That clicking sound was the unplugging.
No, I think the cat moved it or something when she walked
Yeah,
by.
blame the fucking cat. Your dog ate your homework. Whatever.
Are there any?
Okay, my
is there
dog
only one
actually
door?
did eat my homework once.
I'm sorry, Brad. What was that?
Um, is this like a one-way in kind of room?
Oh yeah, yeah. You go up this grand staircase, and then there's balconies that go around to the left and the right, and you just go around. And all the doors face like off into the. It's not like hidden or anything. The only other way out of this room would be a window.
And is there?
Yeah, there's a window. Which
So
is
I just gonna look out the window. Is there any way down?
You'll have to call me again.
yeah. Disconnect your call, Vino. If I hang up, user
Yeah.
has hung up. Okay, so you look to see if there's another way down, and what the hell, Bobby?
I hear that Justin Wilson sells gumbo and gumbo accessories.
So she was found dead in here, like.
Pin that. I don't know. All I see is VC. You there, Vino?
Same.
Ah, damn it. I'm here. It just didn't work.
Do you need to change your input?
Do you need some Ace in special medicine?
I probably need to restart VC.
There you go. Let her grab
While
your
there's an
camera again.
update to VC.
Okay. All right. Somebody was asking me something. Is there a way
Carl.
down?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
As far as the way down, hang from your fingers and drop. It's it's probably about 5 or 6 feet over to the building next to it, and a small little 5 or 6 foot wide stone walkway between the two of them. But it's just about like Sophie Parrish's house. It's probably 15 feet drop to the ground. So whoever went out the window, had to have dropped
Okay.
away.
So
Alright,
she was found here.
Mm-hmm. She was found right here on this bed.
Alone?
She says she was alone.
Alone.
Yes.
But did anybody see that there fella come in with her?
Oh,
They were in
did
here
anyone else go
all
out
day.
in the same room?
He came in with her that day and spent the whole day up there with her. Sometimes they would come down and have a drink and laugh, and they'd go back upstairs. And he never came out that evening. We closed up, and I just assumed that he was staying for the evening. And the next morning, we found Isabel.
And
Did anyone see him leave that?
Damn it.
No.
where was the window open when they found the body?
I don't know. You'd have to talk to Detective Abbott about that. I don't recall.
Abbott, you say?
That doesn't sound like a job for me.
Is this someone that you know, Ada? This Abbott fellow?
I don't expect Abbott to work kindly with me.
How
There you
close
are.
how close are these rooms to each other?
Can we hear the
What do you mean,
adjacent
how-
rooms?
What sort of soundproofing is? You know
How
what I mean?
thick are the walls?
Can we hear what's going on in the next room? Is
Absolutely.
what I'm getting at. Yeah. Who was in the room next door that night?
And she says, well, I'd have to check my records again. And she goes down and she says, well, and she starts naming off a bunch of different names. There's like on the rooms on each side, and she names off about 8 or 9 different names of men who had been in and out of those rooms that night.
Any of them mentioning about hearing anything unusual?
She says, no, they were all our normal customers. She said some of them are here tonight, as a matter of fact.
Tell me a thing now. Who's the biggest gossip out of all your girls? There's always one. Loves the story.
Were any of these names of the perhaps seedy underbelly of town that I might recognize?
Louis, you would not recognize because you're not really, you spend a lot of time moving up and down the river.
These are all the upper class guys.
These are all, these are not, seedy underbelly type people. These are people with money.
I think during this whole time here, Justin will be.
Are there any names that Ida would recognize? Oh, I hear me.
What was that, Caesar? You said something?
I was just gonna say, I think the whole time when everybody's talking to the madam and going upstairs and everything, Justin will be down in the main bar room, just people watching, see if anybody is paying particular attention to what we're doing and not what everybody else is doing. Kind of eyeballing things.
Right, to see if
making them
anybody's kind of.
nervous, little bead of sweat.
Okay, give me that. Give me a notice roll. Yeah, that's fine because I actually gave you a bonus on it. Not that you can pick up. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Occasionally somebody glances over at you, but they just go on about talking about their business. There's not really anybody looking at you real hard here. And Carl asked something about the.
I asked.
Can you hear next door? Yeah, you can hear
About
what's
the
going
ghost.
on. Oh yeah, squeaky bed springs and stuff. Yep.
So I was asking what goes right next door and if any of them heard anything.
Oh, you asked about the gossip.
That's right. There's always one who loves a bit of gossip.
Oh,
Always knows all the stories.
she says, well, the girls here do tend to gossip, but among themselves. One of my rules is that anything that is said here never leaves this establishment for obvious
Is that
reasons. And
so?
she looks off the balcony at all the different suits in here, and she says, so yeah, that would be a departing offense, so to say. They would not
I
be welcome
see.
to work here.
Fair enough. Fair enough. A quick question: if I was looking for some action tonight, you got any redheaded Irish girls in? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. You have $100 bill in your pocket?
I do at that.
Well, Mr. Jimmy, I think we can take care of you.
Excellent.
Ida's eyes kind of light up at $100 bill.
For the record, what kind of hair does Ida have?
That's a lot of money.
Oh God. I just realized where you might have been
What?
going with that, but I wasn't sure.
Not going there. She
What's
has
her name?
dark black hair.
What's her name?
Isn't black only one color? Black?
Hmm.
No. Not to women, no.
Her name is Strawberry.
Have you ever perused
Strawberry.
the hair dyeing section?
I have before, yes, and it's stupid.
Some-
some of the damn colors.
Sometimes, but I usually just
Notice it in the front of.
forego that and go straight to the shoe polish section.
Mm,
We owned a salon.
Irish girl called Strawberry, eh? She wouldn't happen to be called Shannon for like real, would she?
I wouldn't know what she's called in your.
well,
So
she probably is. Shannon, Saoirse.
that's exactly what her name is.
God.
I thought it might be. I'd take the night with Shannon.
Okay.
Ida's rolling her eyes.
Now he doesn't pull out $100. Well, he pulls out $100, but it isn't in a single note. It's in a lot of 20s.
It's a wad.
A lot of ones.
It's all in one. Yeah.
Street roll with a rubber band around it. So is this where you guys
100 note?
part ways for the night, agreeing to meet tomorrow, or what are we doing here? Looks like Jimmy walks over and finds Shannon, and upstairs he goes.
She's getting questioned as well as.
Yeah.
In.
I'll just leave that hanging.
Good deal.
It's not just going to be a physical examination.
Yeah, Ida's gonna approach the matron as they're kind of leaving the room and say, "Could you point me to a woman who'd be interested in speaking with me? I'm
Just speak.
Do you want to borrow $100?
I'm very intrigued by your establishment. I'd like
do-
to learn
I do
more.
reasonable interest rates.
You're gone and busy.
She says, "Well, just look around, dear. Anyone would probably be happy to spend some time in your company."
Is that what they're calling it these days?
So, So it sounded like there was some type of bar. Is there one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she's gonna go over there and get herself a drink and just kind of settle in.
Carpet matches the drapes. Yep, carpet matches the drapes there, Jimmy. So while the two of you are engaged, what are the other three of you guys doing?
Mon ami Louis, where are you staying in Nolans?
Well, that is a good question. I do declare I do not think I made arrangements for today.
Did you just say my love, Louis?
I mean, he's
No.
probably looking for $100.
I
He is
thought
a
I
bit
heard
shy.
mon ami.
Mon ami, it's my friend.
Oh, my friend. Yeah. Yeah, never mind.
My love is Amor. I
Yeah,
believe.
amore.
Mi amor.
Well, mi amor. Amore would be Italian. Mi amor. Okay. I'm sorry. Somebody asked me something, Carl. Somebody. Brad. Somebody did.
I was going to go to my regular location, but did you have something in mind, friend Remy?
Well, Padlahanchi, Hachi, however it's said, isn't too terribly far. We could have a short little boat ride up there and spend the night.
Point
Oh, that is, yeah.
Pointalahatchee's probably about a day's worth of poling your boat to the bayous.
Oh, I didn't think it was that far away.
Yeah, it's not. It's about 5 or 6 miles. But poling a
Oh,
pirogue through the swamp to get there is an all-day affair.
I
I
didn't think
suppose
you'd take that
your mother is in town, is she? With her gumbo?
Why? You gonna try to steal the recipe again?
I'm
She
not.
nearly, she nearly cut your hand off last time for trying it.
It was worth it. At the very least, just eating it is worth it.
Getting a hand cut off? Must be some
Hey,
mighty good gumbo. That's all I got to say about that.
it's some mighty fine
He
gumbo.
was rather persistent in asking for the recipe.
Asked twice.
So, passing some time here to get through the night. Do you guys agree to meet tomorrow morning someplace, or are you just parting ways? Is this the end of the adventure for 3 or 4 of you?
Perhaps we should meet
French
up in
toast
That's
at
that.
Wilson's.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Happy New
Why
Year.
don't we go to brunch? Wait, there was
Go to
mention of
brunch?
brunch. I heard brunch. I would like some brunch.
You want to
Well,
meet
I'll be having beignets.
French toast at Wilson's.
I was
beignets?
gonna say let's meet at Justin's.
All right, so
Yeah.
you're going to meet tomorrow
Well,
at
is there
Justin's.
and get some brunch?
What time? Doesn't matter.
Early.
8 a.m.
Like 10, 11 a.m.
Okay. All right,
That's
so now
early for Louis.
the other 3 of you go off to
Smuggler's sleeping in.
Remy. You're probably staying at your cousin Justin's place. Louis, I don't know. Justin might
Right.
let you stay there. Knowing a little something about you, he might. But
As long
He
as you
probably-
keep your valuables locked up.
As long as you hide the recipe book, yeah.
all right, now the 2 of you. Ida, we're going to start with you. So, what
Okay.
Is this where you have the adult warning?
what flavor of ice cream? I would hope that I wouldn't have to do that with Kay. That is not K-Rob anyway.
Are you sure?
Okay.
I don't know. But if you do, just warn everybody that this is an adult channel. Of course, you knew that by even joining the stream.
Yeah.
So, whatever flavor of the night you pick, strawberry, chocolate, or vanilla, or whatever.
What about the Neapolitan swirl?
You could take
I
that
think they
too.
call- I
That'd
think
be
that called
$300.
Am I actually required to tell anyone? Ain't no one need know.
No, you're not. You're not required to tell anybody.
Oh man, big
Just
fan
a-
of cookies and cream.
Oh my.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway,
So, are you just staying for a nice evening, or are you actually continuing to investigate like Jimmy is?
oh yeah, so she's not there necessarily for a good time. She's much more interested in all the business transactions happening there.
Okay.
So she is looking for a lady to kind of open the gateway of further discussion regarding.
I don't know how you could have picked any worse phrasing than that. Except for maybe if you just had curtains.
Bait
So-
Chip
so
or Jimmy?
instantly, it's almost as if you were considering that meaning.
I was. So shit.
And then she parted the sea.
I don't know if I can get back there. Y'all couldn't have held it in until I finished.
Educated her in the ways.
that phrasing there.
Yeah, that's the rhyme of the ancient hooker, that.
Now, if you would have given us some warning, said, "All right, guys, hold off on your comments until this is finished."
Mm.
I'm sorry, did I miss the adult part of the beginning of this?
Nah, nope. That's been the adult part the whole time.
I'm just saying, with a little bit of forewarning, we may not have interrupted you.
I don't know what I was saying anymore.
Something about opening the gates.
Yep.
So, just so
I
that
think you
I
were trying to suggest that you were going to butter her up in some way and
butter
kind of
her
work
up.
your way up to asking her some questions. Do you know what I mean? You were going to slip her two before you went for the free.
And we'll see. Just see how the night goes.
You
Probably
know,
pretty well after that.
we're not gonna role play any of that part out, but so I take it that early on in the evening you were more interested in just having someone familiar with the guests here on your arm and walking around and talking to her and kind of taking note of who's in here and are there gentlemen transacting business in here, that type of stuff, like
Yeah,
filing notes away that you might use in a future adventure out of character, so to say.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's taking note of all the wealthy men whose names she actually knows who are present. It's always good to have some.
Well, again, you're not real familiar with what goes on this side of town, but
Well, that's why I said who
you know,
she knows.
yeah,
Take your notes.
you know, the whoever you're with, you can give her a name if you want to, because she's answered to several, I'm sure. Candy. There you go.
I think we smelled her earlier.
Generic, very generic.
Well, I say Candy's dandy, but something, I don't know. Let's jump over to Jimmy. So, Jimmy, specific questions that you have for Shannon.
Yeah, so basically he's gonna just get her talking. Do you know what I mean? He's been drinking all night, so he's probably not up to much action anyway. So
Candy
there'll be a
cane,
little
Bell.
bit of heavy petting, but
Happy New
really
Year.
he's just trying to make her feel comfortable and then start asking her about the general gossip in the place.
Okay. So,
And particularly to do with our night.
so that would require some persuasion because eventually she's, well, I don't know. I'm not going to do a smarts roll for her. But so just give me a persuasion roll to see how much information you're able to pull out of her through the evening.
So as a drunk, he isn't the world's best persuasive man, especially when he's slurring in her ear.
Slurring or slobbering?
Slurring.
Persuasion when you always have.
Is it? Well, I don't.
You should have persuasion.
Yeah,
It comes in
persuasion
ways.
is general. Yeah.
Now you should have at least a D4 in it.
Which that would have been +2, so that's a success. Yep.
Okay, that isn't on my sheet for some reason.
Oh, untrained. I'm like, why are there frogs and water? And okay, because
And
Jimmy's
Randy
into
will
some
get
really
that
weird
bottom half of
shit,
the
man.
Well, after our last chat, that wouldn't be surprising.
All right, so Justin, anything that Justin and Louie and Ramy want to do overnight, or are you just gonna go back to your place and meet these guys in the morning?
just gonna go get some sleep, meet them up there in the morning.
Okay. All right, so
So what did I learn? Sorry, I missed that bit.
well, you learned that. So yeah, she opens up to you. I mean, she. Anyway, she. Uh,
I'm paying her for that. So.
yes, yeah, and she tells you what exactly are you looking for?
So I'm basically looking to see if there's any gossip about any disturbance in that room, because obviously, or any gossip about the fact that there was a dead body in the middle of there.
There
Anybody
was,
knows anything?
and no one knew a thing until the next morning. There was no sounds. It got quiet in there in the wee hours of the morning, but that's not unusual, when someone such as you
Pass it out.
pays for the whole night.
Yeah.
$100 gets you a bed for the night.
So this probably happened in the wee hours when everybody was asleep, like. Else, it'd probably be kind of hard to keep a woman being stabbed to death quiet, like.
Yeah, yeah. And
Unless there was chloroform or something used.
yeah,
Very,
just
very sneaky.
a pillow over the face and a knife to the throat would probably do it too. I mean, as loud as it was in here, earlier in the evening, because now let's say it's 1 or 2 a.m., Jimmy, and you're still, talking with your friend, and Ida's still talking with her friend, and it starts to get, you can hear the last few, the piano player finally quits about 2 o'clock in the morning, and then you hear the people walking out and stuff, and then it kind of gets quiet in here for a few hours, and during that quiet period of time, you realize that it would have been pretty damn hard to kill somebody in the wee hours of the morning here without making any kind of sound, especially with walls that are no more than just sawmill boards between the two of them. Well,
Okay.
they're probably better than that. This is a finer part of town, but they didn't soundproof these old buildings back then. You can hear everything through the plaster.
I know we just redid our wall.
Yeah.
It also asked if there was anybody
And
unusual in the establishment that night.
She says
Anybody
no.
who didn't belong.
No. She says we have the regulars here. We are not a place for the the typical visitor. We're more of an upscale establishment. Like a fine gentleman, you'd know all about it, wouldn't you?
What
As
about?
Shannon says to you. And the night passes, but really
You
you
do a
guys aren't
passable
able to
Irish accent.
do what?
Said you do a passable Irish
I
accent.
thought you said a pitiful one, and I thought I was going to say, yeah, I know, but that's okay. I do pretty good Southern
No.
American accent. Anyway,
I'm pretty good at the once in a while, because I can just pull out my Greenville, North Carolina accent. It's real fun.
For a second there, I thought you were going to
Missed
say
it.
Greenville, Mississippi.
Nah. I really enjoyed it, because when I came home, I was known as the girl with the weird accent. No one bothered to learn my name. They just couldn't figure out where I was from, because it was just
That's
such
rude.
a mishmash.
That's rude.
I mean, it's New York. What do you expect?
But
It's how
still,
it's how we communicate. Sarcasm and rude.
okay. All right, so the night passed.
So in the morning, Ida walks
bad.
out of the hallway, and she sees Jimmy, and Ida walks out of the room, buttoning up her vest still, and she just gives Jimmy a good smirk and tips her hat.
Jimmy is nursing his head, and he kind of looks at you, blurry-eyed, just about sees you, gives you a thumbs up, and then staggers down towards the bar.
It seems Ida fared much better than Jimmy.
Well, I think that's because you left out the alcohol.
How would you know?
Well, I mean, you weren't drinking before, and
She picked up the lady at the bar.
she works there, so you could have picked up any of the ladies at the bar.
I'd just like to note that we did not roleplay it, so we'll leave that up for later.
And we would. I just have never done that type of. We did have.
There is no need.
I had Veno and J. Rob's two half-work brothers go into the brothel in Waterdeep. What is it, the Siren Song or whatever?
I don't remember offhand.
But J. Rob's like, oh, he thinks he's gonna role play this out. And I'm like, nope, okay, you wake up tomorrow morning, and I'm like, nope, we're gonna skip right through that. That is
No
not a
need
chance.
for that.
Happy New Year, Belle, and everybody else that's out there swinging by. Glad everybody's coming in here. Let's see, what do we got? Wait a minute, countdown done. Oh, I forgot. I got to do the countdown here again. I'll tell you what. Let's take. We've been going another hour or so. Let's take another 5-minute break.